The nominees for Greatest Canadian are William George Beers, lacrosse; Sam Jacks, ringette; James Naismith, basketball; Thomas F. Ryan, 5-pin bowling.
And the award for Greatest Canadian goes to James Naismith, founder of the game of basketball. Accepting the award on his behalf tonight is his granddaughter, Frances Ann Naismith Boatman. Wow, thank you, fellow Canadians. This is truly an honor. On behalf of our family, we would like to thank you for bestowing this title upon my grandfather. My grandfather was a humble, remarkable man. Born in Ontario in 1861, he was orphaned at the early age of 9 years old and a school dropout at 15. However, this did not stop him because in his lifetime, he received 11 academic degrees. While working as a phys ed teacher at the YMCA in Springfield, Massachusetts in 1891, he was given 2 weeks to invent a game that would keep his students active during the harsh winter months and out of trouble. He was told to make the game fair to all students and free of rough play. I remember Grandpa telling me that he looked back on his Canadian childhood for inspiration in the completing of the task. My grandpa took a soccer ball, nailed 2 peach baskets 10 feet above the ground to each end of the running track. Elevating the baskets added a challenge that emphasized skill rather than sheer strength. He instructed his students to throw the soccer ball into the air into the basket. Because the bottom of the basket was still intact, people would have to climb up a ladder to retrieve the ball. Eventually, the bottom of the basket was cut out, which increased the overall interest in the game. On December 21st, 1891, Grandpa posted 13 basic rules to the game, 12 of which are still used today. Did you know that the first game of basketball ended with a score of 1-0? As we are well aware of, this is far from what the NBA scores are today. Through the years, the size, shape, and ball itself has been changed. The baskets have evolved, dribbling has become an integral aspect of the game, and some of the rules have been modified, but the original principle of the game still pertains today. Without a doubt, basketball has grown to become one of the most popular team sports in the world. As a game that stresses skill over strength, speed over power, my grandfather definitely succeeded in creating a sport that was for everyone. Today, basketball is played by more than 300 million men, women, and children all around the world, making it a multi-billion-dollar industry. Sadly, my grandfather never had the pleasure of lacing up a pair of Jordans, but he did see his humble creation become an Olympic sport as he was able to go to Berlin, Germany in 1936 and toss the opening ball and hand out gold medals. 3 years later, my grandfather passed away from a heart attack at the age of 78. As I stand here in front of you, I am proud to receive this award proclaiming my grandfather as the greatest Canadian. He epitomizes what it truly means to be Canadian. He realizes that sport promotes physical excellence, emotional restraint, fair play, and discipline. Canada is leading nation in sports. How sport is practiced in Canada today is influenced by a number of factors, including our 4 seasons, our geographic and social diversity. In Canada, nothing is above sports. It's a cultural benchmark that Canadians use to define themselves. This identification with sports is what makes the connection between us so strong. With every win reaffirms positive qualities that we wish to see in ourselves. Fans cheer and groan at each success and failure. This is because sport unifies. It gives our country a sense of identity and one that Canadians aspire to. My grandfather was a kind-hearted, considerate, and very humble. So much so that he even refused to have the sport named Naismith Ball because he didn't want the attention. Although being given the label, the father of basketball, is inspiring, knowing my grandfather being named the greatest Canadian for the person he was both inside and out is a true honor and privilege. On behalf of my grandfather, thank you so much.